Today's verse of the day is Romans 10:9. This is the new international version. If you declare with your mouth Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. YouTube, what's going on, man? How we doing on this fine day? Siri, shut up. It is 8:23 a.m. on, what's today? Saturday, December 27th. Hope you guys had a good Christmas, if you celebrate Christmas. And you're probably watching this after New Year's, so I hope you had a good New Year as well. You guys enjoyed it with family and friends. Today we're riding to some family's house, so I figured, why not take the bike? Stop for Dunkin' Donuts on the way. I love Dunkin'. I'm a Dunkin' kind of person, not Starbucks. Honestly, we should just toss Starbucks in the garbage. That's how I'm feeling today in the morning. They're way too expensive, man. I can get a coffee at Dunkin' Donuts for like a couple bucks, like $1 something. Starbucks is like $6 minimum. Anyway, it is whopping 56 degrees out today, and low-key, I'm kind of freezing my ass off. If you're wondering why I'm not wearing gloves, I'm letting the wife wear them. She's riding right behind me. Not on her own bike, she's just backpack right now. She also has like 4 layers on, which is kind of funny, but I'm sure she's at least somewhat warm. Versus I just have a long sleeve and then this riding jacket on. Let's run you guys through a story time. So I'm gonna talk about the first time I ever went on a cruise, and that was actually March of this year. It's actually one of the first times I ever like actually traveled. That was with Carnival. It was a 7-day cruise from, it left out of Miami to Aruba. No, I'm sorry, was Aruba our first stop? Yeah, Aruba was our first stop. Aruba, really small island off the coast of Venezuela, was our first stop. And then this other slightly bigger island, I'm gonna get roasted for the pronunciation, but I think it's Curacao. We went there, and then obviously with like in between we had like days at seas. I mean, we're talking about a 7-day cruise here. And then our very last stop was in Puerto Plata, Dominican Republic, which is kind of like a resort. There wasn't a whole lot to do there, but yeah, I'm gonna run you guys through that experience. I mean, I don't know if I have any other cruisers on here. I mean, I liked it so much that I already booked our next cruise in March. Let's run it from the very beginning. If you haven't seen the YouTube short that's on this account, I used to own a 2014 Chevy Silverado. I'll throw some pictures up on the screen so you guys can see that truck. I loved that truck. That truck actually belonged to my brother-in-law, shout out Dylan. And I was like, hey, you know, like, I'll buy this thing off of you. And then we came up with a deal, and I was like, yeah, that sounds totally doable. Like, freaking hell yeah, sign me up. So fast forward anyway to March of this year. We don't live in Miami, so we had to plan accordingly on what we were going to do with the vehicle and like where we were going to leave it and stuff. We just spent so much money on our cruise, like where were we going to leave this thing for a week? So we drive down to Miami, and luckily my wife has family in Miami, and you know, that's my family too at this point. Shout out D'Angelo if you're watching. So D, he lives in Miami, and I just said, hey man, like, would you mind if that morning of the cruise we swing by, pick you up, and then you know, we just go to the cruise terminal, and then you just drive my truck back to your house. Anyway, he agreed, and so that morning was great. You know, my brother and like a couple other people that were going on this cruise as well, we all like met up at a Wawa, like a gas station, and we drove down to Miami together. And then once we got to Miami, we kind of split off a little bit because we were all doing different things until the cruise. We got there early because we wanted to have enough time. We swing by D'Angelo's place, pick him up, and no guys, like 5 minutes from his place, basically, driving towards the cruise terminal, you know, we're just talking in the truck, and then I'm like, oh, red light, gotta stop. So I stop at the red light, and then I'm stopped at the red light for a couple seconds, and bang!
That's happened through, and literally the same thing in the design district, which is where we went last time, but they just have like all this fancy ass shit there. Oh! Holy f***! Oh my god!
Hold on, let me make sure he's okay.
Yeah. Hop out.
Just got f***ing my back blown out. Like I was at a Diddy party or something.
Hey, yo!
It was not fun. If we wouldn't have gotten in the accident, we would have been 15 to 20 minutes early to board. Because, like, if you know anything about cruises, it's kind of like a flight. Like, you have a boarding time so that the cruise terminal doesn't get completely packed. And, like, our boarding time was, like, 1:30. And, like, the latest that you could board, because, like, the boat was departing, was 3:30 in the afternoon. So then we had to deal with that. We had to call the cops. And that was a whole ordeal. Right, Duncan, what am I doing? I'm gonna pick this up where I left off once we're done eating, because I'm hungry and I want coffee. I just had a coffee. I don't know about you guys. I don't eat breakfast. Is this one closed? Guys, these Viking bags have been sick. Look at this. We got her car keys in here, extra GoPro battery, her apple juice from Dunkin' just now, my wallet, my Zins. Dude, this is like the third cop I see go through this drive-thru. Is it me or is it the donuts? It's 100% the donuts. I like the way he was looking at me. It was like, do you have a license plate on your bike, brother? Why did I click neutral in second gear? So yeah, back to what I was yapping about. So it's Miami, right? So you know, it's a car accident. I feel like car accidents happen all the time in Miami. So like, you know, they don't use cops for that. They use the community service officers. And like, those people aren't like real cops. And when I say real cops, I just mean like they probably get a bunch of training similar to law enforcement, but they're not Leo certified in the state of Florida to like actually become a law enforcement officer, from my understanding. But yeah, I got this sweet lady, and like basically, if you couldn't tell from the pictures, I'm in this lane, there's a car in this lane, we're both at the red light, and then the car come behind us and hit me, and then for some reason, I don't know how, but he flipped his car, and when he flipped it, the roof of his car hit the car that was waiting at the light. And the car that was next to me, to my left, waiting at the light, was like this old guy that like was just looking for any reason to sue. He was already like, oh yeah, my neck is straining. He was holding his neck, and like he was kind of like putting his hand on his lower back and and he was already making up like a million different things, like, oh yeah, like I need your insurance. The funny part is they both had State Farm and I had Geico. So I thought that was hilarious. I wonder how that works when you get into an accident with the same insurance holder. It's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna sue the shit out of your insurance. And it's like, buddy, we have the same insurance. You're just gonna f it for both of us, and you're gonna raise our rates. That happened. And then of course, yeah, like we had to wait for the community service officer to show up. And like the guy, like he was just being so insufferable, man. Like it's called a car accident for a reason. Correct me if I'm wrong, right? But like it's called a car accident for a reason. It's an accident. Like nobody meant for that to happen unless like they were just drunk. If they were drunk, like they were drunk driving, or if they were driving under the influence, or like they meant for that to happen, like they were doing that shit on purpose, then like, yeah, totally, reading that guy out that hit you, he was super forgiving. He was like, you know, I'm really sorry. He's like, I did not mean for this to happen. And I was like, no. And I was like, dude, none of us mean for this to happen. Like, you're fine. I was like, are you okay? Like, you're fine, right? And then he was like, yeah. And I was like, okay, I'm fine too. Everyone that was in the truck with me is fine. I was like, so, you know, it's okay. Like, my truck is a truck. Like, it's replaceable. I'm like, but I'm still here. My wife is still here. My family is still alive. You're alive. That's all that matters. I'm like, dude, your car is replaceable. Even though really, his car took most of the fucking hit. Like, the truck, really, the rear axle was bent. So I guess there was some frame damage, and that's why it was a total loss. Like, my truck was crab walking when I tried to move it. And then the whole, like, rear bed was just up. And then I had a fiberglass top on the bed as well, like a grandpa top, and that was also kind of cooked. But I don't know, that's just the kind of person I am. Like, you know, if he was being super forgiving, and it's like, I'm not trying to beat you while you're already down, man. So, you know, you didn't mean for this to happen. I forgive you, dude. You know, Jesus forgives me for my sins every day. I'm nobody to hold a grudge against anybody else. You didn't mean for that to happen. It is what it is. It's a truck. It's replaceable. So yeah. So sorry that I keep yapping about this long part, but it's just like, I don't know. It was the biggest part of the cruise for me, because we managed to try to call customer service of Carnival. And like the lady that we got, well, I didn't get her. I was handling like the tow truck, insurance, like the officer that was there. I was handling all that, and I told my wife, I was like, you handle the cruise stuff. Teamwork. You know, so she got on the phone with customer service with Carnival, and she was letting them know like, hey, we just got into an accident. We are like 20 minutes from the terminal, but we're kind of tied up right now trying to get a police report for the insurance, and we're trying to get our vehicle towed away to a shop. And then we're also trying to work on a means of transportation to the terminal because we're kind of screwed right now. So yeah, and then they were like, well, I can notify the captain, and like it's up to the captain whether or not he wants to wait on you, but like, you know, it is non-refundable because we didn't buy whatever protection package they've tried to fucking ream you in for. But regardless, I'm happy we didn't try to cancel, or we didn't like just go for a refund or anything, because we managed to make it by the grace of God with like not even 30 seconds to spare, because like there was nobody at the terminal, dude. Nobody at the terminal. We were literally the last people to board, and like the whole time the like employees were just like, all right, yep, come on, let's go. Like they were walking with us, like, you know, checked our passports, and then going through like the TSA kind of shit where like they check your bags and stuff, and then like getting on the actual boat and stuff. I think we were on the boat for like 10 minutes, and then it started taking off. It was kind of insane. Alright guys, we're here, so let's take a beat on story time. We're gonna spend some time with family, and then I'll pick this back up when we're on our way home. Huh? You good?
Yeah, you kicked me.
When?
Just now.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Square up.
Square up, dude. Alright guys, I'm gonna cut the video here. I think I've been recording for long enough. It's gonna give me more than enough time to edit this video, and I don't want this to become a repetition of me making 25-minute videos, because I feel like those are a little too long. So I'm just gonna cut it here. I do want to say thank you if you made it all the way to the end of the video. That means a lot to me. It truly does. It's kind of like when you finish, you know, when you invite somebody over, you make them a plate of food, and they finish their whole plate. It just, you know, it warms my heart. And remember guys, don't seek validation from a world that crucified a perfect man. Thank you, my friends. God bless. Be safe.